Okay, now look at question number 3A at self-practice. Uh, 6.2C. So the question is, sketch and shape the region that satisfies each of the following system of linear inequalities. So for question number 3A, they want you to shape y less than negative 2x plus 6. Then x has to be larger than 0 and y is larger than 0. Okay, so first you have to draw this line. Okay, for this one and this one is at the y-axis and at the x-axis. Okay, so let me draw the x equal to 0. Okay, so this is y-axis and this is x-axis. So for your info, you have to draw y equals negative 2x plus 6, x equals 0, and y equals 0. So let me explain that you already have x equals 0, which is at the y-axis. This is x equals 0. And why is it so? Because if this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Okay, I think I need longer. I will have to write down here 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay, for example. For your info, you have to know the coordinate here is 0, 2. The coordinate here is 0, 4. The coordinate here is 0, 6. And the coordinate here is 0, 8. That is why this line, the y-axis, is called x equals 0. Okay? You understand that? Now, and y equals 0 is similarly, it is here that y equals 0. For example, if we have negative 2, negative 4, and 2, 4, 6, and 8, the coordinate here will be 2, 0, 4, 0, 6, 0, 8, 0. Okay, that is why this line is called y equals to 0. Notice that y is constantly 0. Okay, any question? In case that you have any question, immediately you stop me. Now you just type and the what is your question. Okay, I would like to solve the problem while I'm explaining. Okay, don't worry. Just quote unquote disturb me whenever you have problem. So that, okay. So the issue is how to draw the line y equals mx plus c. So if it's not x equal to 0 and y equal to 0, then you have to create a table. Create a table that is x against y, like that, and you pick two values for x. Okay, so some teachers will say replace x as 0 and replace y as 0. That is also okay, like this, 0 and 0, like that. Okay, but in my case, I prefer that you pick two values for x that is not too near to each other. Let's say if x is 0, because you have to understand x is 0 is here, the coordinate here will be 0, 0. And then do not pick another x as 2. Pick x, for example 6 or negative 4 is quite far. Okay, let's say 0 to 2 is nearer than 0 to 4 or 0 to 6. Okay, and why is it so? Because it will make it easy for you to draw the straight line. Okay, so for example, I pick the two values for my x will be 0 and 6. Okay, so what you do after that, in this case, in case that you have pick value of x as 0, so you first you have to write down y equal, because we want to draw, it has to be equals, negative 2x plus 6. Then you pick as x as 0 and you replace negative 2 times 0 plus 6 will be 0 plus 6, which is 6. So if x is 0, y is 6. That is how you get the first value. Then, if you pick x as 6, then you replace y equals to negative 2 times 6 plus 6. It will be negative 12 plus 6, which is negative 6. So here is negative 6. So is there any? So the question will be, is the coordinate plottable? That is it there in the graph? If not, then you have to find another point. But in my case, even though there is no y is 0, but still I can draw. I have label here negative 2. This is where just like this 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. I can draw below here is negative 2, negative 4, and negative 6. Okay? So pick the the coordinate. 0, 6 will be here. You have to know where you have to plot the coordinate. 0, 6 will be here. And then that is 0, 6, and 6, negative 6, 6, negative 6. This is x, where x is 6, and this is where y is negative 6. So they intersect here. Okay? So you stop at two coordinates only. Why? Because unlike drawing, okay, you are not using the correct scale. What I mean is that this could be 1.5 centimeter, this could be 1.8 centimeter, this could be 1.6 centimeter. Okay, so if you see on my other side here, you have graph paper. If you are using graph paper, that doesn't matter. Okay, what I mean doesn't matter, that you will know. Okay, 0, 0 is here, and then every 1 centimeter will be 1 unit. So it is, if you are using graph paper, you can use how many coordinates that you want to use, and it will be a straight line. But because when I compare the work here is as if you are not given the graph paper. So if you are not given graph paper, you cannot draw, but you sketch. How to sketch? Just pick two coordinates. Okay, and you draw a line between the two coordinates. Okay, draw a line like this. That is the line y equals negative 2x plus 6. Okay, so that is only to draw the line. Now we are going to sketch the graph. Sketching the graph will be just like what we did last week. That is, we have to find, to plot the area that we want. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I am going to resketch the graph. Y-axis, x-axis, and it will be something like this. This is the line. This is y equals negative 2x plus 6. Okay, here is 6, and we want that is y less than negative 2x plus 6. So how to find the area that we want? So I'm going to draw two rectangles. I will label the first rectangle as A and the second rectangle as B. Okay, and we want less. Less means we want the rectangle that is below the other. Okay, so one is above the other. So if you look at, compare between A and B, which one is at lower position? Which one is the lower position between A and B? Abdul Rahman, help me. Between A and B. If you have two logs, log A and log B, which one is at lower position? So A is at the lower position. That is correct, Abdul Rahman. So we want that. We want that. Okay. But the method I'm using is shading the unwanted. Shading the unwanted. But this is only as part of work. So I am going to shade. You draw a line perpendicular to the line, to this line, to y equal to negative 2x plus 6. And we shade this perpendicular as if you have this on a piece of paper, you cut it off and throw it. Okay? You cut here and throw that. Okay? So what you have left here, this side. Then we want to know the x larger than 0. Okay, where is x equal to 0? Is this line. This line is equal to 0. Now, because of this line, I'm going to draw another two rectangles. Okay, so 0 is here. As you can see here, 4 will be on the right, negative 4 is on the left side. So between rectangle C and rectangle D, because we want more. More means we want the bigger one. Of course, the rectangle itself is not smaller or larger, but we want the larger value between C and D, which will be in area which is larger than the other. Is it C or D? Ar-Rahman, help me. Which one do you think is in the larger value? Is it C or D? C is the larger, so we cut. Okay, we draw a line perpendicular to it, and we cut it off. Okay, then there is another line, y larger than 0. Y larger than 0 is this. Y equals to 0 is this line, is the x-axis. Okay, I have one rectangle and the other rectangle. Okay, so between x and y, we want larger. Larger means the top one. So which one is at the top? Which one is lower? Help me again, Abraham. Is it with x or y? Which one is larger value? Is the top value? Is at the top. Between x and y. X is at the top, so we cut. Okay. So if you can see, okay, so if you cannot see, then I resketch this again. Okay, because we have drawn so many rectangles. Okay, so I have to redraw this again. Y equals negative 2x plus 6. First, we have shaded this part. Okay, so now no longer I'm not going to draw the rectangle anymore. Okay, so I'm going to just shade the part that we do not want. Also, we cut around the y-axis. We cut on the left side. And on the x-axis, we cut below the line here. So, as you can see, okay, good. Okay, very good. Okay, alright. So, just this is my explanation part. So, hope you understand. So, this is the part that you have to actually shape. So, the final answer to this question will be this part. This is the part where you have to send submit to your teacher. Okay, so do not be confused. This is just the working. So the actual answer will be this part. Okay, so good if you do understand this part. So okay. So your job is to do each of the question number 3, 3A, 3B, 3C, and 3D. Okay? And you may ask me anytime you are doing that. You start from 3A. If possible, without even looking at the works that I have done here. Okay? Juni also, proceed. Juni, is there any question you want to ask?